Hey team, I'm jumping in today to expand on a little post I shared a few days ago, which was all about how to teach your values. So how do you teach your personal values? How do you teach your teaching values to the people, to the humans in front of you on a day-to-day basis? And one of my biggest teaching values is being 100% present in the room when I teach. And that is a real challenge as a Pilates teacher. And I'm sure you can all agree with that, especially if you've got a big day ahead, you've got a big schedule, you've got a big block of hours coming up. So I wanted to share with you my 3 tips to making sure that you're teaching with a sense of presence so that you get the biggest reward. And I found the biggest reward from practicing this skill in my teaching has been this huge surge of energy and vibrance, not just when I'm teaching, but then when I walked away, because I wasn't in my head thinking about the million things I had to do or all the other exercises. I wasn't on autopilot. I was 100% in the room and teaching from a place of joy and enthusiasm and love for what I get to do. And I really want you guys to find that in your practice as well. Number 1, getting into your teaching state. So this is a ritual of sorts that you do over and over again before you ever set foot in the studio or in the room that you were going to teach in. I highly recommend starting this practice an hour out and looking at the things that really fuel your Pilates soul to teach. So for me, that's getting off my phone, that's turning my phone to silent, not being available to everyone and everything and solving problems. It's being really present with myself, moving my body, saying a teaching mantra to myself and things like that, that really fuel me for my teaching hour, my teaching block or day. So setting yourself up to succeed is really important here. And when you feel confident doing that, you'll be able to show up with more presence for the time you have with the group you're teaching. Number 2 is get really comfortable in your teaching space. Now you guys might think that you already do this, but I really encourage you to explore this a little bit more. And it's especially great for newbie teachers. So not just knowing where to walk around in the room, but understanding what positions in that room make you feel like you are owning the space. What positions in the room make you feel really confident, make you feel like you belong there, make you feel like you are in charge of the energy that you're creating in that room. And it's your client's job to meet you halfway. So you emit a certain kind of energy when you're in that space. You decide the path, the plan that you're going to go on when you're teaching that class, and then your students will meet you halfway. And that's really important in taking ownership of the space that you're teaching in, and allows you to feel completely confident and have a sense of clarity when you teach, which helps with presence. Perhaps the most important one, which I haven't spoken much about before, and I think I only touched on this in Fuel Your Pilates Soul and Find Your Formula, my online workshops, which you can check out in the links in my bio. But number 3 is all about creating space. So what I mean by this is learning how to create space in your class plan that allows you to check in with yourself while you're teaching. So just think about that for a moment. So maybe you have some exercises which you consistently teach. So it's easy for you to go in autopilot here into teaching mode, saying cues, getting people moving, getting their heart rate up, whatever. When you find those little blocks which you can teach really easily in your class plan, use those as spaces to take a breath and ask yourself, what are my clients doing right now? How are they feeling? How are they reacting to the cues that I'm giving? How am I feeling? Am I out of breath? Am I breathing properly? Maybe it's time for me to pause and not speak as much. So that's one example of how you can create space in your class plan, which leads you to being present with the people in front of you and really teaching from this beautiful place of integrity rather than feeling rushed and just going off to doing a class plan, teaching to your class plan, and going into autopilot mode, which really isn't enjoyable for everyone. So another example of that, if you teach a lot of hours in a week, is creating space in your class plan for the week, or creating space in your schedule to have these check-in moments. So that can look really different and you can change that and mold that to match your lifestyle and your teaching hours. But I think that's a really great one to think about if you would love to have more vibrance and energy when you walk away from teaching rather than feeling flat and depleted. I hope that helps. Let me know. I'd love to hear your comments as always on this video, or you can hit me up on email or YouTube, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.